Hey everyone, thank you for watching Infinite Realms. Today it's not really a review. I wouldn't even call it a review of a review, it's just an opinion after a review. I so, for years I have waited for cartoon versions of Dungeons and Dragons. I just really love that show. It was one of my favorite cartoon shows of all time. Ranks up there with Thundar the Barbarian, and it's finally come to pass. Hasbro's released these, and I was a little wary of the figures when I saw them. I was like, wait a minute, what is this? So, yesterday I was watching the Foosh, and Robo did his review of the figures, and you know, he said it very distinctly. Is these look like they were designed for 10 years ago. I would actually say he's being a little gracious. I think it's further back than that. I think they actually look like some designs from the old school Toy Biz 5-inch line in the 1990s. They got the very basic articulation, and in some cases, the articulation is hindered by various things. I'll go over a couple of things I saw in the review. For instance, Venger can barely move his head. Dungeon Master can't move his head. It's just a swivel on Dungeon Master. Hank's outfit gets in the way of his articulation. He can't grasp his bow properly. When drawing it, he just can't do it. And there are some choices made that obviously they did change Diana's hair. That was pretty obviously because it would hinder articulation, but then you kind of already have hindered articulation, so yeah. There's no like thigh swivel, and there is rocker ankles, but you know they they look like they were an afterthought. There's some weird choices in the plastics too. Some are matte, some are gloss. It's kind of yeah, that's weird. So yeah, Robo said it the best. If you've been waiting for this line forever and you don't care, grab them. If you're on the fence, maybe not. And I'm looking at these, and at the price tag, $25 a piece. There is no licensing fee involved here. This is a property owned by Hasbro with Wizards of the Coast, so they don't have an issue there. There might be some minor fees with whoever owns Filmation. I don't even know who owns them now, or if they own themselves still, or what's the deal on that. It's a company I've not heard of in a long time, so I don't think there's a licensing cost involved, because I can't imagine them going that much higher than the House of Mouse. So yeah, this gets me into a whole lot of issues here because again, I'm looking at it going, this is. I mean, if they were cheaper, like around $18, I might say, yeah, okay, that's kind of cool. But 25, it's like, nah, dude, these are way overpriced for what they are. I mean, they look cheap. I mean, granted, they're based on an animated style, but they look cheap, and it's okay to look cheap. But and Robo kept talking about he just felt like the if you continued to move the articulation, you're going to get some very loose joints. So that's another thing. He specifically said that they are for shelf display. And I was kind of looking forward to these, but something said wait. Just wait. Let's see how they are. And when I say get a feeling like that, I always wait for a review to see what is what. And after his review, I mean, I can't see me owning these because, I can accept some corners cut. I can accept some issues. But at the same time, these kinds of issues in this day and age, I just don't think should exist. Again, it's kind of weird to me that Venger has the best articulation, and yet it's very hindered by the plastic skirt he's in. but that also makes sure that he can stand. So, yeah, it's kind of bad when you get a positive review and it even turns you off. It's just weird. Uh, that's all I can say. It's just weird because I mean these hit a I don't want to say a nostalgia nerve, but it is something I've wanted for over 40 years, and I'm looking at it going, man, this could have been so much better. And I mean, you either could make it better or you could have made it cheaper. Again, if they made it cheaper, I might be on board. If they made it better, I would be on board. And that's the thing. So the rest of the team still hasn't arrived. Presto and Sheila and Eric and all them. And you kind of wonder, I mean, are they even going to make it? Because this opening line to me is so bad. It's so lackluster that I could conceivably see of not being a second wave. And I mean, this did kind of come out of the blue. There was no build up for it. It's just kind of like, here it is in November, and then boom, it's in the stores now. And like, do we not know how to market? I mean, you could have announced some of these, something. And it just seems weird to me how this has been handled. In fact, I think it's weird too. The Dungeons and Dragons movie figures are getting premiered now, and I wasn't even 100% sure if they were doing a line on that, and now we find out they are, and it's like, okay. And I looked at the figures, and I'm kind of like, they're not terrible, but they're not great. I'm not too enamored by them. And, you add in the craziness that's going on over there at Dungeons and Dragons. Man, it's just Hasbro is throwing airballs here. It's just you got one of the most recognized properties in the world and you're just tossing out junk for it. And I get that, you want to cash in on that cartoon. You should want to cash in on that cartoon. But I got a feeling these will hit clearance, and we probably won't see a wave 2. I'm not saying that 100%. I'm not predicting that. I mean, that's just a feeling I have. And, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. No biggie. But, if they hit clearance, yeah, I might pick them up, but not at those high prices. That's just the price is just too damn high. And it does make me think about, apparently Hasbro has just set this price point for 6-inch figures, and that's it. It's, the $25 range. They put it in for G.I. Joe. No licensing fees. They give us a couple extra accessories. Woo. Of course, they give you too many, they'll knock it up to a deluxe figure, when there's nothing deluxe about it. Looking at you, Sergeant Slaughter and Kamakura. I mean, they can give us Blue Ninjas at a regular price point, but they can't give us Kamakura at a regular price point. And the Blue Ninjas have more, if anything, they have more accessories than Kamakura. So, again, just looking at the way Hasbro is pricing things just makes you kind of stand back and go, huh? And, you have to draw the line somewhere. And this Dungeons and Dragons line is my line. I mean, it's like something I want, but I'm not willing to cross that line for it. I think if they had put these down at $20, they would probably sell. I don't know what the sales are on them now. I don't see them selling. They look cheap. I mean, I'm just saying it. They look really cheap. And I don't like to say that. But, I mean, I could have seen this being so much more at a lower price point or with better construction. Either way. So that's just my 2 cents. It's not really a review, just a reaction to a review, because I just made the decision based off of the Whoosh review to just say no to this. Because this just, it's not worth the value. It is the same thing as the Ghost Rider HasLab. The value for the price is not there. That simple. And I don't want to drag it out too long, just get right to the point. So that'll wrap it up for this little reaction for video for Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe.